All right, here we go. The IPL 2026 season is kicking off with an absolute blockbuster. Royal Challengers Bengaluru taking on Sunrisers Hyderabad. So for our very first data-driven preview of the season, we are jumping right into the numbers to break down what is going to be a high-stakes, high-scoring thriller.
And it's all happening at the Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru, a ground that's famous for one thing and one thing only: runs, and a whole lot of them. So the biggest question on everyone's mind is, which of these two power-hitting teams has what it takes to actually conquer this fortress?
To figure that out, we're going to take a look at 5 key areas. We'll kick things off by understanding the ground itself. Then we'll compare the core strengths of each team. We'll pinpoint the most decisive phase of the game, lay out the keys to a winning game plan, and finally, we'll give you our data-backed prediction.
Okay, let's get right into it. First things first, we need to understand the battlefield. Because at Chinnaswamy, the personality of the ground can often pick a winner before the players even have a say.
The first thing you absolutely have to know is that teams love to chase here. 53% of the time, the team batting second wins. Now, it's a slight edge, but it's a real statistical advantage. And you can bet the captains are thinking about that at the toss.
And here's exactly why they love to chase. The median run rate is a staggering 8.9. This place isn't just high scoring on a good day. It is a relentless, non-stop run factory, game after game. There's just no room for bowlers to make a mistake.
And then you get to the death overs, and things just go into hyperdrive. The run rate skyrockets to over 11. This is the explosion zone, the phase where games are either slammed shut or stolen in the most dramatic way possible. And just think about the kind of pressure that creates. A boundary gets hit on average every 5 balls. That is just relentless. It means the fielding team is constantly on the back foot, and the momentum can just completely flip in the blink of an eye.
So, what's a winning score here, really? Well, let's break it down. A par score, just an average day at the office, is around 180. To feel good, you need to be pushing 190 plus. But to actually feel safe, you've got to be looking at 205 or more. Anything less than that is definitely chaseable.
So now that we get the battlefield, let's look at the two armies getting ready to fight on it. This section is all about the big clash in this match, because we have two teams that are built with totally different, almost opposite game plans.
And this right here is the whole story of this game in a nutshell. You've got SRH, the fast starters. They come out of the gate swinging, trying to win the match in the first 6 overs. And then you have RCB, the finishers. They are built to absorb pressure and then just explode at the very end.
I mean, just look at the kind of firepower SRH has at the top. Abhishek Sharma had an unbelievable strike rate of 193 last season. Then you back that up with Travis Head and Ishan Kishan. Their strategy is just pure, unfiltered aggression right from ball 1.
But then on the flip side, you've got RCB's lineup. Their strength is all loaded at the back end. Tim David, Jitesh Sharma, Phil Salt. These guys are all elite finishers. And Romario Shepherd? A strike rate of 292? That's just ridiculous. This team is literally designed to win games in the last 4 or 5 overs.
So you've got a fast starting team versus a strong finishing team, playing on a ground that just keeps accelerating. The big question is, where is the tipping point? Let's pinpoint the exact phase where this game is going to be won or lost.
This pretty much tells you the entire story of a T20 at Chinnaswamy. Yeah, the power play is quick, but look, the middle overs actually score even faster. And then, boom, that leap from 8.7 to 11.4 in the death overs. The entire character of the game just transforms.
And that leads to the most important point of all. The match, the real match, doesn't even begin until the 17th over. SRH can get off to an absolute flyer, but on this ground, the team that dominates those final 4 overs is almost certainly the team that's walking away with the win.
Okay, so let's turn all this data into an actual game plan. If you're a captain walking out for the toss in this match, what are the numbers telling you to do to win?
Let's look at it from the side that's chasing. If you can keep the target under 180, you are in the driver's seat. If it's somewhere between 180 and 200, well, that's the danger zone. That's a 50-50 fight. But if the team batting first gets over 210, history says that's nearly impossible to chase down.
And what about with the ball? There's a really interesting trade-off here. Your pace bowlers, they're your wicket takers. But your spinners are the ones who control the run rate. They're way more economical. So as a captain, you have to make a choice. Do I attack with pace and hunt for wickets, or do I try to squeeze the game with spin in those middle overs?
So after all that, when the coin goes up in the air, what's the call? Honestly, it's crystal clear. You bowl first. That 53% win rate for chasers gives you a small but real statistical advantage before a single ball has even been bowled. It's a huge plus to know exactly what you need to get.
And here we are, the final section. We've looked at the ground, we've looked at the teams, we've broken down the strategy. Now it's time to put it all together and make a prediction on who's going to win this massive opening game.
So, if batting first, our model projects RCB to score somewhere between 190 and 205, really using that incredible finishing power. For SRH, with their fast start, but a potential slowdown in the middle, we're projecting a slightly lower score, between 178 and 195.
So when we put all those variables into our model, the chasing bias, the critical death overs, the team matchups, it spits out a final win probability. And it gives RCB a 56% chance of winning this match. It's not a huge margin, but it's a clear edge over SRH's 44%.
So here's our final verdict. This is a classic clash of styles, no doubt about it. But the very nature of this ground, this stadium, plays right into RCB's hands. SRH will come out firing for sure, but RCB's ability to absolutely own the most important part of the game gives them the edge.
But hey, the data just gives us the odds. The game itself is played on the field. So the real question is this: can SRH's power play blitz be so massive that even RCB's finishers can't catch up? Or will the home team prove that at Chinnaswamy, it's not about how you start, it is all about how you finish? Can't wait to find out.